All right, so let's continue on with everything that I had there. I think that was everything. So we're going to go now to the rest of the prep. So you go to the Wall, Pink Floyd's The Wall. And it came out March 1st, 1973. March 1st, 1973, The Wall. Because that's everything that his world is about, right? Pink Floyd's. And then there's Dark Side of the Moon. We're going to get into that. I'm sorry, The Wall was November 30th, which is 11/3 code, of course, 1979. That's when it was released. November 30th, 1979. If you run that to our date, it's 16413 in the days. It's 44 years, 11 months, 7 days, 11/7. Revelation 11/7, the beast rising out of the pit. Now you're like, well, that's on 11/6. Yeah. And then you run it to his rising day, 11/8. Then it's 11 months, 9 days for Donald, 11/9. I'll tell you something else. Do y'all remember when I showed you the video how my dad's old King James Bible, the one that I do my Bible studies on, or using, how I divide one column at a time from my dad's old King James Bible? Do y'all remember when we went to the I showed you how on Zechariah 11:17, it was actually on, the Bible verse was actually on page 1386. And we know that 130. So the Zechariah 11:17, we know that 138. Now that might have messed up by playing that. It might have brought my volume down. Okay, did not. And that by going to the verse, woe to the idle shepherd. Remember, all of the Wednesday episodes began with woe. Or excuse me, woe was in the title of all the Wednesday episodes, all 8 of them. And the Bible verse begins with woe to the idle shepherd. And in my dad's old King James, which is how I track when I showed it in real time, moving, I'll turn off the volume and I'll speed it up to where we can, whoops, wrong button. So there's the woe to the idle shepherd. And then I'm going to just pan with my cell phone and show you that it was on page 1386. Okay. I sit there in real time with a cell phone without cutting and just pan and show you the 1386. Woe to the idle shepherd. And 138 is Donald Trump and simple gematria. And 86 means to eliminate, to kill, eliminate, so on and so forth. And so I ran that 1386 times 2024. Let's do it again. 1386 times Trump's number. I'm sorry, 163,464. Because that's, let's go over that. That's 6 times 14 times 1946. So his number is 163,464. You times his number by 1386. And you do get the November 6th date. You also get November 4th, day before the election, day after the election. So this whole time frame of November 4th, November 5th, November 6th, November 7th, November 8th. And we all know the gunpowder plot treason thing of remember the 5th of November. That was in the movie V for Vendetta. And you've got your Marty knocking down one of the pines, turning it from Twin Pines Mall to Lone Pine Mall, representing the twins coming down and what rose up on World Trade Tower, or Lord of the Ring, The Two Towers, and then Lord of the Ring, Return of the King, or The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, so on and so forth, which those movies were spaced out 3 days apart on the third day. The Dark Knight, July 18th, Dark Knight Rises, July 20th. He rose on the third day. 4 years apart, but we see what they did there. So when you multiply 1386 times Trump's number, you do get November 6th, and you do get November 4th. Well, the fusion of that is election day, November 5th. High watch day. My highest watch day is November 6th, but it could be on 11/4. It could be any day, but that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So let's get to the wall. Volume's still good. So when we did the wall, if I can go back and find all of that, and Dark Side of the Moon, we're going to get into that. That was the previous. All right, so hang on, I lost it. Hang on, let me find it. I knew a guy born on 11/17, 1961. And we all know about the 11/17 Bible verse. He will be, or anybody born on that day would be 23,000 exact days old. Now, one or two that I know born on that day did decease. They passed away. But let's go over that. 11 times 17 times, there's your 187, like we've shown you many times, times 1961. 11 times 17 times 1961 without a decimal, sorry, 366,707. That divides evenly by 37, and you get your 911, 9911. Well, you know, I was born on day 187 of the year. Anyway, from that 11/17, 1961 to our potential Zechariah 11/17 event day, it's a perfect 23,000 days even Steven. Absolutely perfect. I'm 134 days from that date. We know that 34 is murder. And one of the base ciphers, I can't remember. All right, so let me go back and find what I was looking for with the wall. I think I just got rid of it because we were done with it. And then there's Dark Side of the Moon that came out March 1st, 1973. If we run that to our 86ing day, it's 188.79. 79 is murder in simple gematria. We know who 88 is. 88 is Trump in simple gematria. So it's 188.79 if you include both dates. If you include both dates, it's also 51 years, 8 months, 6 days, 8 months, 6 days, 86. So that's pretty perfect. If you run it to the rising day, Dark Side of the Moon, it is 1 18880. If you include both dates, it is a palindrome. 18881. Same number going backwards and forwards. It is 51 years, 8 months, 8 days on the rising day. Dark side of the moon. What are the chances of that? What are the chances of that? What else? We did the Milton Berle. We've shown you that. I feel like I had something more in prep, but maybe we're done. Maybe that was everything. I don't know what 5/7/1973 is. I can't remember. The last one here, we're done with that. Synchronicity. That's the last thing we need to do. Well, let's see if the synchronicity lines up, because October 26th is so big, and it was 1983 was the single, and then over here is the album. June 17th, 1983, October 26th, 1983. So we'll go 83 and 83. We'll go October 26th. And then we will run June 17th. Let's run them all. Let's run them both. It's a perfect 2160 weeks. 216 is Bond's card tag because it's 6 times 6 times 6. That is the album release to the rising day, when he is officially Antichrist behind the scenes, as Satan will possess the body on the third day. If you include both dates, you get 15,121. 121 is Antichrist and Simple Gematria. It's 2160 weeks in one day. Okay, we'll call that a direct hit, utter perfection. If we take the song synchronicity, 149, 49 is Antichrist in one of the four base ciphers. 98 is 98th verse, which is your crowning verse. If you include both dates, it does kick in then to 14,988. You get your 88 for Trump. Fused with a 98 verse crowning. 98th verse of Revelation is the crowning, white horse crowning verse, which is also fused with the 49, which is Antichrist in one of the base ciphers. I think reverse ordinal. So finally got rid of the synchronicity prep. I think that's pretty much everything that I can remember. Yeah. All right. Love y'all.